Did you know that Parsons was going to be able to rush the passer as well as he did? You're the only person I've ever seen to ever say that Micah Parsons could be a put his hand down guy. So I need that question answered.
The OC.
And Boss Show Me. Man, bringing you another one.
Another one.
It's going to be fire. But it's going to be honest. You got to be able to handle the truth. Real talk.
You can't handle the truth.
I got you.
Like, we must have got a guard. That's the only thing that would have made him do that. That's it.
He know.
He know. Cause he been watching Twitter, man.
Yeah, man. So this whole thing is spicy, right? It's messy. It's sausage making. That's never pretty. But I got you. I'm gonna give you the facts, real facts, showing you.
My reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I do.
Boss, show me.
I promise you I will. I promise you. Cause it's a little sloppy in the streets. But we gon' get it right. We clean up over here. We show you. It's gonna be facts. Trust me. It's gonna be good too. It's gonna be a good one.
Shot it. Fight for, see, that's how to go out. Don't go out, just sit back. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna take Matthew Golden. Now, fight for it. You want it physical. You said you want it physical. Fight for it.
Ooh. And that's what we seeing right now. A fight. But see, I'm the place that's gonna break it down the right way. Not slanted, not how I want it to go, how it is.
Oh my God.
Somebody else said
It is.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Yeah, interesting times. Interesting times. So, obviously, Micah Parsons shocked the world with the request to trade. It hurt a lot of feelings, caused a lot of anger. There's a lot of different versions of what's going around. And honestly, a lot of people not really, in my opinion, good at discussing stuff like this. You know, this is something that you gotta really, I guess, be skilled at digging through the tea leaves, right? And everybody's not. Frankly, it's a lot of sloppiness. You hearing stuff like Micah's situation is like our jobs. You couldn't go to your boss. Diggs couldn't go to his boss and tell him how to do their job. That's sloppy. It is not guaranteed for Micah. I need to say that too. Because it's also a lot of sloppy conversation where people keep saying, Micah, go get paid. As if it's automatic for Micah to get paid. And that's honestly not the case. So the front office passiveness and apologies is not even true. It's not even logical. Because, and it doesn't make sense. But I'm gonna get into the facts, okay? We gonna show you some very concise information that I'm certain a lot of people don't know or forgot about. But we go also look at this from all sides, because I took some from the OC. If you're a fair person, you have to be able to discuss this from everybody's lens. Okay? And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to discuss this from everyone's lens and talk about this and what to me the real breakdown is. So it's easy to blame players. It's easy to blame Jerry. It's easy to blame the agent. But I'm going to try to put it all together today. So let's start with David. Okay. So David is somebody that you got to really look at, right? Because David is different. There's also evidence that he's different. He's not your typical agent. This is what I mean. Most of your agents are wanting to get a record-setting deal. That's their aim. Because that's how they recruit new talent. So just imagine if you was an agent, what would make you stand out in a competitive market where everybody's trying to compete for a limited amount of talent? It's only so many Micah Parsons, so many CJ Strouds. What makes you stand out? When you can have skins on the wall and multiple skins on your wall that say record breaking. So when you know that, you pretty much know what most agents are aiming for. Okay. But David is not that type. So I've been studying contracts and comparing contracts especially when Dak was getting ready to come up for his first. And then you started to notice a trend. The trend that you notice is you notice that generally most agents barely surpass the previous agent. Because it's hard enough to negotiate getting a player millions. It's tough enough to get them paid millions. It's way tougher to get them paid over and way over the previous guy. And so when you go look at some previous contracts that was negotiated by David Mulugheta, you see he's that type that not only surpasses, he almost surpasses to a gross amount. I'm just keeping it real. So when you go look at even a Derek Stingley deal, which is the deal that he negotiated, let's just look at the pattern, because bosses go show you. I ain't gonna do all that old controversy stuff. I'm gonna show you. So if you look, Patrick Surtain on the average per year basis got 24. The real money obviously is the guaranteed. But remember, what did I say? Every one of them is trying somewhere to surpass the previous contract so that they can get the title record breaking or highest. They want that skin on the wall. So then when it went to Jalen Ramsey, who remember was an older player, here's barely surpassed Patrick Surtain's, who then end up getting 24.1 million. So then Jalen Ramsey, being older, not gonna get as much guarantee. He only got 55.3, right? But then it was whose turn? JC Horn. What happened? It only went up by 1 million on the APY, and it wasn't even as much total guarantee. But what was the agent doing? Trying to get barely above the previous guy where he could get the record amount and to get that skin on the wall. But then you have the mentality of a David Mulugheta. And when you go look at the deal that he actually did for Derek Stingley, he smacked the Texans right in their mouth. he hit them $5 million over the previous APY. You are dealing with a killer.
If you gotta go out, that's how you go out. He took his destiny in his own hand.
That's who Jerry and Steven are dealing with. They're dealing with a monster agent. This is not a normal agent, y'all. So when we start talking about fair and anger and different stuff like that, and tactics that we see that frustrates us, as well as what's taking so long, right? When we start having that talk, this one is not quite like the ones in the past. This one is a little bit different. Just keeping it real. Listen, when you come to me, I'm gonna tell you the truth. So it's one of those things to where if you think this is gonna be always anti-Jerry, always anti-Steven, it's not that type of channel. This channel is about what's best for the Cowboys and what's potentially in the way of winning a championship. Sometimes it's the players. Sometimes it's front office. So guess what? Bosses go bring that challenge. But sometimes it's the agent. So I want you to know what type of agent that you're dealing with. So you dealing with an agent that is truly about maximizing the value that he can get out that team for his player. And also, that is his job. But sometimes the agent doing his job to maximize the value for the player is asking for way more than normal agents. So I want you to know that's who they're dealing with. So then I also want you to notice what happened with the market after Derek Stingley was enumerated, or once he got his bag. Once he got his bag, it went right back to the same cycle where the next corner, which was Sauce, barely surpassed the previous guy. So the only time you saw an exponential spike in the APY, which pushes up all of it, because the APY is usually multiplied by the number of years and then guarantees are negotiated in that. So I just wanted y'all to know who you dealing with. Okay. So David is likely trying to really truly max out every penny that Micah is worth. And that's his job too. So let's also talk about it from his standpoint. Because a lot of people don't really understand the real numbers that come behind the value of a player. And that's why it's sloppy when we say, Micah, man, you can't go to your boss and you can't do a stand-up protest and you can't tell your owner and your boss how to do his job and when you go get paid. That's very sloppy content. Because his job is nothing like our job. It's oversimplifying it when you try to make Micah and what he does for the Cowboys like a warehouse job or a sales job or even an executive job or even McDonald's. Let me be honest to all of us, not y'all, us. Micah's situation is never gonna be like most of us. It's not even close to the same category. This is what I mean by that. It was reported by Colin Cowherd that when Dak was a rookie, we always talk about how much he costs, but a lot of people don't know how much Dak and the publicity around Dak made the Dallas Cowboys. What's up? My boy Tuck in the building, man. And we got B Bird in the building, and the super chats are flowing. So Gut Bumper with the $5 super chat, appreciate it. My boy Tuck said, what up, fam? What's up, my brother? And then B Bird, he got a new channel. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. He said, if Michael signs a team-friendly deal, what would the Joneses do with the savings? Nothing. They don't sign top free agents. See, excellent point. And let me highlight my brother B Bird real quick. B Bird, my brother B Bird, he just started his own YouTube channel. I was the first 12 subscribers to it. I fully support B Bird without even knowing what type of content he's going to do, because I know his character. You know, he's been following all us for a while. He's called in. And so you know a man when they go back and forth with you enough, and you know his spirit. I strongly suggest that you follow this man's channel. I just know his character. He's gonna bring you some good stuff. I just want to say that. My boy Tuck in the building, man, that he went to war today. Hopefully that war does some good. Because at the end of the day, everybody want people to chill out on all the extra stuff. And that's what happened today. Too much extra going on. And I do want to talk about that real quick. I'm gonna just say something real quick about that. I didn't like what AOC did with Tuck. I didn't, because it was super sloppy to go out there and basically say and slander him. He basically said that content creators are the reason why Micah and Diggs are doing what they doing, and he specifically named Tuck and called him one of the worst ones, and alluded that he was doing that because he wanted the relationships with the players. So that's a very sloppy and baseless assumption. And it was majorly sloppy because I was on the phone with Tuck as he was trying to defuse the situation. So nobody want to be in a situation where they're being said that they're actually doing what they're not doing. None of us should have our motives slandered like that, especially when you're doing the complete opposite. So I want to say something about that is, people see this Micah situation different. We do. Some people just see this different. But because we see this different don't mean you have to go at people's motives and stuff like that. That's sloppy. And then that's why he got the fire that he got today. Don't let him tell you that it's because J Tuck and other people jealous. No, people responded. That's what happened. He responded to what you did. So let's all just chill. Let's get back to talking football and trying to win a championship, and more importantly, showing your work. Because if you go accuse a person and say that they doing what they doing because they trying to be cool with players, show that. But to just get on the mic and say that, that's very sloppy. And I would expect any man to defend their brand and their business, period. So going back to what I was saying though, from Micah's standpoint, and where it's sloppy when people say, and it is very sloppy to say, man, you can't do that with your boss. It's like, no, bruh. We talking about some players. Let me go back to what I was saying. Dak Prescott, when he was a rookie, the publicity around Dak generated about $250 million for the Dallas Cowboys. So we talking $1 billion in 4 years if the publicity stayed at the same level, which we can say it probably did with Dak. So that type of money to an organization over the value of that player is not and would never be like our jobs. That's a fully disingenuous comparison. And it's sloppy. And it's turning people against your own guy with a false comparison. No, if we was worth millions to our organization in exposure, in jersey sales, in real millions, yes, we would have leverage against the owner. And yes, we would be able to talk back. We would be able to stand and have a press conference on why I need to be paid now. No, you don't have to be broken and say, yeah, if it was, we can't do that. No, we're not Micah. We don't have the leverage of generational talent and multi-millions of dollars of exposure. It's a reason why the Bleacher has played this man millions for a 30-minute podcast a week. It's the exposure that you get from just being affiliated with him. So yes, the Dallas Cowboys do great with him, and he also does great because of the Dallas Cowboys. So this slave thinking that we have to do everything because the boss said so is really not business boss talk. The boss talk is truly when you have the leverage of a Micah being generational. Yeah, you can do and say what others can't. So I want to be clear on that, because we go too far in minimizing the value of Micah and the leverage that he has. And it's sloppy. But yeah, so Micah does have leverage. So then when you go look at what David is negotiating, he's negotiating that. That's what he's negotiating. He's not negotiating how many sacks necessarily compared to TJ Watt. It's not about Myles Garrett. When he talked to Jerry, he pulls out the real numbers and say, okay, listen, Micah Parsons and the brand of Micah Parsons has spiked your revenues by 200 million. So, obviously, us trying to make him highest paid is an exponential return on your investment. Exponential. Yes, it's gonna cost you a lot, but you go make a lot in the business of the Cowboys. And you got a type of guy who will go in there and talk that talk. Not that I'm barely trying to get above the previous guy. No, I'm trying to get my guy properly valued in comparison to the return that he brings your organization. And that's the business side. Don't talk about the football side to where your whole defense literally exponentially increases with just him on the field. Zimmer talked about that the defense, wherever he was always slanted towards him. And he noticed that when he started to break down Micah's film. So from a football standpoint, now you got a guy that you have to account for, which causes one-on-ones across your whole defense and basically a mismatch and an advantage. So his presence alone as a queen, football wise, is why he's valuable to your team. And you got David going in there with conversations like that. So that's why you got to get people to actually show you. You can't have people just get on the mic and start talking. Because it's one thing you got to know, man. When you're dealing with a con man is going to always speak well. Think about that. a person that's manipulating you is always gonna be a good speaker as a con man. So never just rely on speech alone. You should be the type of person, in my opinion, that looks at also what kind of facts are you showing me. And I'm showing you facts on David, and that he's the type that'll hold the team hostage to get Micah every penny that he deserves. He will. He will. So now, we go talk about this from Jerry's standpoint. We talked about it from David's standpoint. We talked about it from Micah's standpoint. Okay. We go talk about it from Jerry and Steven's standpoint. Now, when I get into this, you got to be the type of person that can handle the truth. Okay. You got to be the type of person that can handle the truth. So if you can handle the truth, I do want to let you know that what Jerry and them does low key works. And I'm explaining. And this is going to make some of y'all mad. But this is where I'm not a panderer. I'm not going to pander ever and tell you things that you want to hear. Y'all give me 1 second. I need to pull something. Hold on real quick. Okay, here we go. Man, I be giving y'all that real, man. And see, speaking of that, I want to let y'all know that I'm not going to be here for about a week or longer. So my content go slow down for a little while. I got some business I got to handle. So y'all not going to get this. So I'm going to need everybody that hold down the streets. You going to have to work overtime. You know, hopefully while your boy Boss is out of pocket. I'm going to be going to Vegas, man. Y'all wish y'all boy give me boy some prayers and stuff like that. So, but I want to show you something if we being honest about, and I'm going to give y'all the big picture. The real big picture, okay? This is what I need everybody to understand. It is the ugly job of Jerry and Steven to try to get these players for as least amount as possible. A lot of y'all don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. It's their job. It's like sausage making. Everybody that makes sausages say, eat them, but please don't go watch how it's made. Because it's so ugly. If you watch how sausages are made, you actually won't eat them. That's what it's like when you're in ownership. And especially when you're in an ownership that's very good at assembling talent. Your job to try to get as many people under your cap and within your cap rules is a very ugly dance. That's just where I got to keep it real on the job of what they got to do. I see you, Dave Walker. So obviously I told you I've been looking at these contracts for some time. And so let me give y'all my view on it. The Dallas Cowboys, hold on, I got a super chat. Man, I'm finna give y'all this truth, man. Y'all just make sure y'all can handle the truth, bro.
You can't handle the truth.
Hold on, my boy T Money said, Boss, what would be best way Shotty should go about the locker room morale and staying focused despite the distractions outside the field? The best way, in my opinion, for Shotty to handle it is to just take it head on and just tell everybody, hey, man, this is the business side of football. We want Micah Parsons here. We hope everything works out. You know, why he has that star on his helmet, he's going to always be a son. And he's going to always be somebody that's in the family, you know. So we going to let them work through the business. This is complicated. We're dealing with millions of dollars. I have faith that some kind of way, somehow it's going to all work out. And when he returns, we going to need him on the field to, you know, continue to be a havoc to opposing offenses. And that's it. That's the only thing you can do. But let me give y'all the honest to God truth that a lot of people not ready to hear. This ugly way that Jerry and them do business, they've been winning mostly. Because a lot of people will focus on the contracts and the contracts amount. This is where Jerry and them been winning in this ugly way of dragging it out. Okay, so let me explain the strategy, in my opinion, of dragging it out. I really want y'all to hear me, because Stephen Jones talked about this. He said there's two types. There are people that want to fight for all their value. Then there are people that'll say, man, let's get it done now. How do you figure out which one you dealing with? You know how you figure out which one you dealing with? You have to fight one. Y'all don't want to hear it, but that's true. If we talking about the real ugly business of ugly sausage making negotiations. So let me put it like this. Diggs was a team friendly deal. What'll sometimes draw a Diggs to the table is the treatment of Dak. So when you see Dak, I'm just being honest, y'all. When you see Dak getting slapped around, right? And you like say, I ain't gonna fight them that hard. Cause at the end of the day, we dealing with millions. You can take about 3-4 million off my contract. You can add an extra year to my duration. That's the side of, I'm gonna just tell y'all, that's the side of them dragging it out that we gotta be honest about. That it draws out your team friendly guys. It draws them out the works. So Steele was team friendly. Diggs was team friendly on their contract. Jalen Smith was team friendly. Lyle Collins was team friendly. So sometimes if you draw it out, it'll draw those team friendly guys out the closet. Cause then they'll run up like, okay, pay me. This is the problem though. The problem is when you do it that way, you hurt the prep of your best players. That's the problem with the strategy of drawing out these conversations and deals. And see, it's them, bruh. A lot of the times. Sometimes it's not them. See, let me play this and listen. I'm giving y'all the balance, okay? I'm not slanted either way. I'm just telling you the truth. Listen.
It's never quiet. It's plenty of noise. Now, I don't know that this will actually affect negotiations. David Mulugheta is going to try to get the most money, the best deal for his client, no matter what. No doubt Micah Parsons is going to be the highest paid non-quarterback when he is done. But, you know, the fact that Jerry Jones said, I don't even know who his agent is. I don't even know the name. It's one of the most well-known agents in the NFL. It was just an interesting tactic early on, especially since they haven't really dug in. What's fascinating to me is that Jerry Jones says he wants more information. Well, Micah Parsons does too. Micah Parsons, to my understanding, would like to see some of the other edge rushers, top edge rushers, get paid. TJ Watt, Aiden Hutchinson, Micah Parsons likely to come in last. Well, if Jerry Jones wants to wait and get more info, and if Micah Parsons wants to wait and get more info, then we're all going to wait and get more info until there's no more info to get right up against the start of the season, which, Tom, this might seem familiar to you because the last two massive deals the Cowboys did were right up against it, including Dak Prescott's deal right before kickoff. I don't know if it's going to be that dramatic for Micah Parsons, but we are a ways away for this game. CeeDee Lamb was.
So that was in report. And he was saying that in April. So if you're looking at it from the Jones perspective, and I'm giving you all sides of this. Everybody ain't going to give you the true all sides of this. I'm giving you all sides of this. Then I'm going to sum it up on, to me, where the ball drop is coming from. So if I'm being honest and fair, there are times the agent will say, and rightfully so, bruh, we ain't doing no deal until you are last. And there's no phone calls for Jerry and Steven to make because they don't want them. I don't want to call until TJ is paid. What you calling me for? Yeah. We gon' want more than TJ. What you talking about? We got a problem? So even in that scenario where Jerry and Steven might want a deal, the agent as well as Micah might be like, listen, bro, we not even doing no deal. So if we got to play like we don't like each other, that's cool. Yeah. Because I'm better than all them and younger than them. That's the business. So in a scenario like that, man, Jerry and them ain't calling, nor should they call. Because you're wasting your time. Now, let's get into this. See, y'all ain't gonna want to hear this, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's a reason why Jerry and them, and this is smart, I'm telling y'all, from their perspective, I want y'all to hear me out. It is smart for them to try to get around the agents. It is. And I'm going to tell you that Jerry and them would try to get creative. I'm going to just keep it like that. I ain't going to say nothing no further. See, when you talk to Jerry directly, he the type, I'm going to say it like this. He the type that would likely try to figure out a way to make that deal sweet. I'm going to say it like that. Okay? Because a lot of people make the mistake in saying, in my opinion, Jerry or Micah should never talk to Jerry. Wait a minute. You're not dealing with somebody who don't know history, bro. I know history, bro. Some of these deals actually get done because Jerry talked to the player. Tank was in a holdout. And guess what got it done? When Tank talked to Jerry. And they sometimes do a good cop, bad cop thing. Where Steven is the one that deal with the agents directly. But when it's time to close the deal, Jerry is the closer. And Jerry is always angling for what he called the principal. Because if I can work out a deal with the principal, then I'm not going to be subject to the guy that's really just doing his job to get the max value for the player. I ain't gonna say under the table money. I ain't gonna say that. That didn't come from me. Nope. So, when I'm looking at why does agent say don't even go to Camp Zeke? Don't even go to Camp City Lamb. Is because they're trying to avoid the closer. You make sure you can handle the truth. And on top of that, take it easy on my back.
Take it easy on my back.
Because if Jerry start talking to you, he go mess around and close the deal. So, I see it from Jerry and them side too, some, right? Because I understand their job and I understand that they've been winning. Let me explain how they've been winning. What's the trend on this chart from the stars? Because I talked about this when I talked about Dak first contract. What's the trend? It's an obvious trend if you really look at this. I'm going to be quiet to see how observant y'all are. What's the clear trend with all these stars? And I'm going to just tell you right now, Dak was the one that said hell no to the trend.
Oh, hell no.
But there's a clear trend. I'm going to see if y'all see it. Lou, I love Lou. Lou is my brother for life. That mother, boy, you smart. Boy. My boy Common Sense, Christian 1-4. Man, clap it up for them smart. The years.
You want answers?
See, Jerry Nim would drag you all the way out to get that extra 1 or 2 years on your contract. And when you assembling talent with a rising cap, that's an exponential savings in the long run. Especially for young players. Man, y'all so damn smart, man. I really wanted to see if y'all was gonna see it too, and everybody got it. Damn, I love the executives. That's why I say this channel ain't for everybody, bro. I promise you gotta be somebody. It ain't necessarily your job, it's your mentality. Like, you can be working at McDonald's, man, but if you the type of person that's ambitious, that's a thinker, that's driven, you gonna like this channel. But if you somebody that's lazy in your thought, lazy in your takes, you ain't gonna like this channel. Cause we go deep here, bro. We don't play. So dragging it out and being tough to dragging it out seems like they losing, but in terms of team building and having all these all pros under one roof, guess what? They low-key winning. So when you can spread that cap out over multiple years with a rising cap, that's how you can fit a lot of talent even though you dragged it out. So that's a reason why, if I'm being honest with, do y'all want me to lie, tell the truth, bro? What y'all want? That's the reason why they hold out. Cause when they take you through the fire, they just want to take you through the fire and say, all right. Make me the highest paid with the guarantee. Make me the highest paid with the average per year. And all right, let's get this over with. Instead of doing 4 years, let's do 5. And see, let's be honest. That's how they majorly got over on Tyron Smith. Man, they got over on him. They took his best years, bro. I did the math. On average, Tyron Smith in his last 4 years lost about $16 million per year. And what's called opportunity cost, because of the long-term contract. If he would have had a 4-year contract, got back into the market where he would have still been in his prime and still at the top of the tackle board, he could have raked them for a much higher average per year and much higher guarantee. Let me see if I still got that chart, because I might be able to show y'all that. I mean, but listen, man, this is the place if you want facts, though, bro. Like, everybody don't do it like this. I'm gonna show you. I show y'all, bro. I don't just talk that. I show you, bro. I don't do all that old. I was just thinking about, man, like, what be the funnest when I watch sometimes content? I be like, damn. And I've done it too. I ain't gonna cap. I know at some point I've done it where we be loud and we be passionate and wrong. I be like, hey, you know, but we can't do that with our bosses. It's be like, man, you can't do that with your boss. It's like, I ain't worth millions to my boss, bro. But I admire your passion. But it's like, you ain't quite think that through, bro. You really didn't. I'm just being honest, bro. Like, you didn't. You ain't. I don't know how to say it, except you just didn't think that through, brother. So, all right. So now we looking at it from everybody's point of view. Okay. So we got the agent's point of view, right? Whose job it is to get the max value for his client. That's really his job. Then you got Micah, who hired the guy, right? Who hired the agent, who would be a fool not to even listen to him. You can talk on your own, right? I believe that's okay. The problem is this, though. When you went over there and you talked to Jerry on your own, I'm gonna tell you the problem with talking to Jerry on your own. You dealing with a killer, dog. You dealing with a dude that has the resources to control the narrative. He got a lot of media people that want to do him favors. See, they know that players are going to come and go, but the guy that's going to be there until it's time for him to go is Jerry. So the media is going to usually side with Jerry. So when you go do a deal with or try to talk it out yourself with Jerry, the problem is you open yourself up for Jerry then to play public ball in an ugly fashion. So then Jerry will go out there and try to mislead the public. And a lot of people that don't really understand how this stuff works, for their love for the Cowboys, what they'll do is they'll start being anti the player. So he'll say stuff like, to the common fan, it'll make sense. He'll say, I expect Micah to keep the deal that we had in March. That's the problem of when you negotiate with him. Is he know it don't work like that. But because you talk to him, now he trying to hold your feet to the fire because you went back to your agent. And he's saying, and he trying to basically sick the fans on you. That's what he doing. He trying to make it hard on Micah. That's what's happening. So when Micah in the street, you get these diehard crazy fans. You greedy mother. Like he just grocery shopping and somebody that's a diehard Cowboy fan, they be saying slick stuff in the streets. Real talk. And Jerry and them know that. So when you out there saying stuff like, man, I expect that deal. A lot of people that don't even understand, they go say stuff like, yeah, you should keep your promise that you made to Jerry in March. You should, whatever deal y'all agreed to when y'all spent that 6 hours, you should keep that. See, Jerry know better. It's a reason why Dak price started at 28 and ended with 40. Because truly, yesterday's price is not today's price. That's the truth. That's the truth. And Jerry knows that. Jerry knows with every new player that's signed at your position in a similar market as you, that escalates the price. So Jerry's basically trying, through his sources and through his slick words, trying to get buy-in from fans. And sometimes he does, because you hear it especially from uninformed content creators. They'll go out there and say, like, yeah, Jerry should. Yeah, Micah should keep it, man. You made a deal. That, bro, you don't bring a McDonald's conversation to a multi-million-dollar deal. No. But when you listen to people and they just giving you very surface emotional content, they not gonna tell you the real truth of this stuff. And sometimes that they don't understand it. They just turn on the mic and start giving opinions. That's it. But they say it with so much passion that a lot of common people will fall for it. So let me tell you where they're slipping, in my opinion, and where they're dropping the ball to me. And it's simple. They're dropping the ball because they're using old school tactics. See, Jerry, he has a philosophy.
He was talking before about that CD draft when you picked.
He has a philosophy that I'm gonna show you. Okay, I want y'all to listen to his philosophy. This is Jerry, and he gonna talk about his philosophy of the phone has to ring. Listen.
Tim, the Micah draft when you picked him. Can you describe what the room is like once the draft goes?
This was the pre-draft. Listen.
Live, and you're waiting to see how you have to read and react as players come off the board.
Yeah, I think to me, as they come off, I'm just focusing on what happens when he gets there.
Listen.
Okay. If as they're coming off, I don't like there, then I'm saying, boys, is that phone ringing?
Listen. You ain't gonna get this type of content nowhere else, man. You ain't gonna get nobody else generally. It's some places. Hold on. Let me say that right. It's some places that bring this type of show me. I ain't by myself on this, but it's very few. I'm gonna put it like that. Very few. I can name the ones that do it like this. Lou, Tuck, the show. And I'm not saying something wrong with channels that don't. I'm not saying, because they show me bars too. I want to be very clear on that. I don't want to even accidentally insult certain people, right? It's people out here that show this type of stuff. But really listen, lock in right now. He said, listen, if you ain't listen, really listen. And you hear Steven laugh? Hold on real quick, bro. I got to show y'all. I want to go show y'all.
And I'm saying, boys, is that phone ringing?
Look at, you see Steven start laughing? Because this is their philosophy, bro. Now, see, listen, bro. Listen, I'll be locked in, bro. Y'all can't get, it's very hard to get over on me. Look.
Boys, is that phone ringing?
You see Steven start laughing? Because they feel that. They believe that. They mean that, brother. They mean that. Now, listen. He gonna go even further. Listen.
And by the way, you've heard me say this 1,000 times.
Yep. You heard me say this 1,000 times. Lock in. If you ain't locked in, lock in now.
Picking up the phone and calling will not do the job. The phone.
Damn it. That's the problem.
Phone has to be ringing.
That's the damn problem right there. That's the problem. That's the breakdown.
Picking up the phone and calling will not do the job. The phone.
Look at Steven love this. They believe this. This is their philosophy. I'm going to tell you where it came from.
Then I'm saying, boys, is that phone ringing?
Man, Steven start laughing. Man, them boys, they cold, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Them boys are killers. Don't you ever listen, they are business killers. They are killers, dog. For real. That boy Steven start laughing. That's a sneaky ass laugh, bro. Listen.
I'm saying, boys, is that phone ringing? And by the way, you've heard me say this 1,000
like Steven's smiling, bro. They love this, bro. Look.
Times. Picking up the phone and calling will not do the job. The phone has to be ringing. Well, if I'm not hearing that phone ringing and it's not ringing, then you start really looking at your alternatives.
They will let a deal go to pass because the phone wasn't ringing. See, do y'all remember when Derrick Henry said, Jerry got my number blocked. See, they believe in that leverage, in that weird. I'm gonna tell you where they got it from, because he did say it 1,000 times. I'm gonna tell you where he got it from. You know where he got it from? I'm gonna see if y'all are historians on this. If y'all get this right, I'm gonna be so impressed, bro. Where did Jerry get this from? Like my boy Boss say, it's gonna be on the test. The test has started. Let's see if you know where Jerry got this "the phone has to ring" stuff from. Oh, Brandon Vegas. I swear. Boy, I swear, I love y'all, man. Y'all are smart. I swear, y'all are true historians. He got it from Tex Schramm. 3 of y'all got it right. He got it from Tex Schramm, bro. Tex Schramm taught him that when you call, you lose leverage. So this is what causes them sometimes to then bump their head and drag it out too long. It's almost like I was talking to Amp, man. Me and Amp was talking. It is almost nothing worse than a tease. To all the men in the chat, can you tell the ladies that's one of the worst things you could ever be? See, a lot of women, y'all think that's cute. Y'all think that's cute. To try to make us hurt and beg for it. For whatever. Right? It's almost nothing worse than a tease. Where you like me, I like you. You all on me, I'm all on you. You want me, and I want you. We've been dating, and we've been drinking the wine, and then you get back with me, and you be like, I don't know. What? Wait. What? What do you mean? I don't want you to think I'm easy. Say, baby, we've been dating for a month. I don't know.
Oh, hell no.
Or one of these where she miss you, you miss her. So, but I don't want them to feel like I'm sweating them. So even though I really miss her and I want to talk to her, am I gonna call her right now?
Oh, hell no.
Nah, she gotta wait a little while. She gotta itch for daddy. See, it's that gamey BS that's causing this, man. It's that I'm waiting on the phone to ring BS. And that's why Micah is impatient. That's why CeeDee Lamb was it. Lisa say, stop, boss. Lisa, you probably did that. See, I know Lisa married. See, don't be mad at me because that's what you used to do to your husband, Lisa. Lisa, that's what she. See, Lisa mad at me because that's what she. I don't want you to think I'm fast. I don't want you to. Girl, if you don't take them draws down. You know we want each other. Quit playing with me and let's get to it. I don't care who call who. See, Jerry, you know you want Micah. Micah knows he wants you. He knows it. Let's stop the games. Let's stop the phone gotta ring. Everybody heard me say this 1,000 times.
Start really looking at your alternatives. We traded that. Micah's perfect. Micah is perfect. We get there.
Now hold on. Let me rewind it to tease Jared. Teasy.
Ringing, then you start.
Hold on. Wait. Let me rewind to Teasy.
Picking up the phone and calling will not do the job.
What the you tease? You.
Then I'm saying, boys, is that phone ringing?
You tease. You kissing on my chest. You kissed on my stomach. You got right to my thighs, and now you want to talk?
Okay. If as they're coming off.
What we doing? You kissed on my kneecaps. Hey! You start working your way up. What we doing?
I don't like there. Then I'm saying, boys, is that.
My boy Keystone say, man, let's get it on. Exactly, man. All this playing hard to get. If you don't like the number that David threw out, get on the damn phone and say, listen, I'm not doing it for that price. Period. I'm not. So yes, I'm dealing with you. I tried to deal with Micah. It ain't working. We want to get him on the field. Get on the phone. That's a played out strategy to me. You want to know why it's a played out strategy? See, I ain't just making this up. You want to know why it's a played out strategy? Because calling actually worked this year. Look at this.
How were you guys able to get this deal done to acquire George Pickens? I think even after the draft had concluded, all of us were looking at your roster saying, man, they need to get another player opposite of CeeDee Lamb to sort of complete the offense, and you guys were able to get it done this week.
Yeah, all credit to Jerry and Shadi for pushing it and making sure we stayed on top of it. And after the draft, we continued to go through and look at guys that may be available or that we heard were available and got on the phone with a couple people. And
what? Wait, how did you get it done?
May be available or that we heard were available and got on the phone with a couple people. And
oh my God. How did you get Pickens?
Sure, we stayed on top of it. And after the draft, we continued to go through and look at guys that may be available or that we heard were available and got on the phone with a couple people and, tried to work some things out. And they came to fruition that, we were able to work out the deal with the Steelers.
Ain't that a whole BIT? I ain't gonna say the rest. But Jerry, didn't you say the phone have to ring? See, that's what let you know that text Schramm TZ strategy is outdated.
Happens when he gets there. Okay? If as they're coming off.
Hold on. Let me go back to, here we go.
Happens when he gets there. Okay? If as they're coming off, I don't like there, then I'm saying, boys, is that phone ringing? And by the way, you've heard me say this 1,000 times. Picking up the phone and calling will not do the job. The phone has to be ringing.
Got on the phone with a couple people and
the phone has to be ringing, huh, Jerry?
May be available or that we heard were available and got on the phone with a couple people and, tried to work some things out. And they came to fruition that, we were able to work out the deal with the Steelers.
So let's just ask a question. Let me put on my clear out views too, so I can see this clearly. What if they had that same philosophy with Pickens? What would happen? Let's ask that question again for the people in the back. And also take it easy on my back.
Take it easy on my back.
What if they had that same played out Tech Schramm strategy. Would we had Pickens today? What? What we had, I had to just jam to that question, bro. One more time. I'm gonna ask that question one time for effect. For effect. If you would have had that same strategy of we all know I said this 1,000 times that you gotta wait on that phone to ring. Well, we had Pickens. Nope. No. See, that's why you gotta, as much as possible, deal with people who show you, bro. You got to deal with people who show you. And that's also why you got to be willing to take this on. In my opinion. You got to be willing to take this on. Because when you trying to win a championship, it's everybody, bro. It's not just the players. It's not just the coaches. It's not just front office. It's all of it together. That's why I don't subscribe to, I just talk about football. I don't deal with gossip. I don't subscribe to that. Because talking about this is football. So for everybody that's proud to talk about Pickens now, because it's just football, maybe if we dealt with this topic more, maybe we could encourage Jerry and Steven to get out of that old Tech Schramm philosophy that does nothing but raise their price. Especially with your best guys. Because at this point, TJ paid, bro. At this point, TJ is paid. I don't like the strategy of waiting on your phone to ring. I don't like it. Nope. I hate it. And to me, that's what's holding this whole thing up. And that's what Micah talked about. Why you ain't talk to my agent? Sometimes it is the agent saying, don't call me. We waiting on a couple of more leads to file. But according to Micah, he was like, y'all ain't talked to my agent at all since I talked to you. See, that's Tech Schramm. And my boy say, boss, did they make that call for Cooper? They actually didn't. They almost lost Cooper because of it too. Remember, the Washington Commanders put a deal on the table that was higher than the Dallas Cowboys. And we would have lost Amari if Amari didn't really want to be a Cowboy. Because remember, he came back to Jerry and Steven for less. So that Tech Schramm strategy almost caused us to lose Amari too. It's like it's a strategy y'all keep losing and yet y'all keep doing it. So this is the last thing I want to say. I'm gonna take a couple of calls. I'm gonna just take a couple today. It's not guaranteed for Micah either. See, that's some of the other sloppy content that's in the streets. it's stuff like, Micah, if you just wait, they gonna pay you, man. It was no reason for you to ask for a trade. Why you do that? You didn't need to do that. Nah. See, this is why you got to deal with and cross-examine certain thoughts. Do y'all remember Byron Jones?
You want answers? You can't handle the truth.
See, it's a narrative going out there. We pay all our stars. No, some of them we don't. Some of them we don't. We let Byron Jones go, brother. Yes, we did. We ain't get nothing for him either. Nah. And see, I always tell people, don't fake shoot. Don't fake shoot. So like some of y'all, since mostly men listen to this channel, I'm gonna tell you where we make the mistake as men. We start fake shooting when we mad at our wives. This is what I mean. You'll start making threats of the divorce. Man, I think I'm gonna get out of this marriage. I'm gonna go sign some papers. But you're really just mad. See, what you're doing is fake shooting. But a lot of men don't know they dealing with killers. See, when you're dealing with a woman and you fake shoot like that, I'm gonna tell you what you're doing. You go make that motherly survival instinct kick in, and they go beat you to the divorce court. Fake shooting does that. Yeah. Yeah. That's what that fake shooting does. So then when she start thinking about, oh, he threatening to divorce me, and then she go think about how to protect them kids, so she go get real diabolical. She is. She go start planning, plotting, talking to attorneys. You was just talking, but you fake shot. So it's a reason why a majority of divorce is by women. They not playing about them kids. If you go watch women, if you even watch animals have an instinct to overprotect. Go watch a dog that have some puppies. Let the daddy dog come around when they pups. See what that mama dog do. She start protecting. That's from fake shooting. So I'm giving y'all some game on that, fellas. Don't ever fake shoot. Don't in the streets pull out no gun. Don't be pulling out no gun. What you say to me? See, you be fake shooting. You go. Don't, man. Say, listen, I'm giving y'all some real game on that. Don't fake shoot. So this is what I mean by don't fake shoot. I heard people say, when has Dallas not paid their own? Why is Micah threatening a trade? Why? Why would he do that? Just be patient, Micah. Do y'all remember this? The Cowboys have had internal discussions about possibly trading superstar pass rusher Micah Parsons. Do y'all remember that? This happened in December. Let me refresh y'all memory in case y'all forgot. And I'm gonna tell you what makes this extremely ugly. Before I show you this, the Cowboys leaked that they was considering trading Micah Parsons after he said, I want to be a Cowboy for life. The day after, they leaked that they're considering trading him. See, a lot of people forgot that. I ain't forget that. So let me show you. I'm gonna show you where Steven was talking about it. This is Byron Jones. See, this the right channel, bro. I don't do all that opinion stuff, man. I'm gonna show you, brother. He said, to me, it would be irresponsible if every year you don't look at the full body of work and the big picture and how those guys fit into the big picture. Byron Jones told NFL.com at the conclusion of the NFL's December league meeting in Las Colinas on Wednesday. And how we think about our team in terms of the big picture going forward. Okay, so let me keep going. He said, I think that it's a balancing act that you always got to look at, Jones said. Especially when your good players get hurt and are not on the field. It totally magnifies the issue if you lose guys like Dak and Diggs misses games, Zach Martin misses games, and it's going to magnify something like that. You're going to say, God, are we smart having this much money tied in to top 5 to 10 players? This is referring to Micah. So in other words, yeah, we said that leak. Yep, that leak that we're considering trading Micah, it's us. It came from us. Now, look at the timing of when they said it. Parsons has been clear since the beginning that he doesn't want to go anywhere else. He told NFL Network on the red carpet for the past February NFL honors, I hope I'm a Cowboy for life. They said that after he said, I want to be a Cowboy for life. And Steven basically saying, yeah, we go consider trading him. This is after he said, imagine getting on your knees to propose. Baby, I want to be with you for life. I want you forever, baby. Till death do us part. That's how much I love you. I'm not even sure if you the one. God damn! Take it easy on my back.
Take it easy on my back.
I got a super chat. He said, Water said earlier before things went crazy in community. This one for being one of the real ones, bro. I appreciate that greatly, bro. $20 ain't light. But see, people forgot that. And people will sit there with a straight face and say, why would Micah demand a trade? Micah! Why would you do that? Somebody say Micah has no leverage. Yes, Micah has leverage, brother. Yes, he does. One of the most important leverages that Mike has is the fans. When the crowds, it means, yeah, we want Micah, pay Micah. When training camp is a microcosm, when training camp is a microcosm of what the fans could be feeling around the world, oh yeah, Micah has leverage. Oh yeah, don't you think? Man, you better make sure, man, say you better listen to the right content creators, bro. Yes, he does. Then he also has the leverage of what he's worked to the team. Then he has leverage on what he's worked to the defense. And he has leverage on what he's worked to the fans. Boy, come on now. Y'all better think about this stuff. So y'all be listening to these content creators, man, that be telling y'all that his deal is like dealing with your boss. No, bro. Micah has way more leverage than you have. See, me and you, we replaceable at our jobs. You don't find Michaels on the corner. You can't go to a job fair, lose somebody, and then go find another person like Micah. Micah is one of them dudes that come around once every 20 years, brother. That's leverage. He's a superstar. He's a freak athlete. It's hard to find anybody in the world at 250, 260 that runs a 4.3 in the world. You can look up and down in this whole world, and you will hardly ever find a man on this earth that's as freakish athletically as Micah Parsons. That is massive leverage. Don't you fool yourself. I'm not disrespecting you, but don't fool yourself. Real talk. Real talk. But I'm just painting a picture, especially because it's a lot of false narratives been put out here. And people are forgetting. I heard people say, like, tell me when Jerry and them disrespected Micah. Well, how would you feel getting on your knees to propose to the Dallas Cowboys and they start talking about, man, I don't even know if we go even take you back. We might trade you. The day after you say, I want to be with you, I want to marry you, you embarrass me. And you do it in the public. And then come out and double down and say, yeah, we got to consider that. Yeah, we do. We think like that when you see these players get hurt. Yep, we are thinking that. They double down on that, brother. And then at the end of the article, after saying publicly you thinking about trading me, I can't imagine there's a scenario where he's not wearing a star on his helmet. Well, then why are you talking about trading me? See, when you pull out your bullet like that and you fake shoot me, don't be mad when I shoot you first. See, y'all ain't see, I don't think y'all can handle the truth today. Y'all been listening to the wrong content creators.
You can't handle the truth.
See, people forgot that they fake shot him, bruh.
You want answers?
See, I'm giving you the answers and I'm showing you. People forgot they already fake shot him.
You can't handle the truth.
This man got on his knees and said, I love you, Dallas. I love the benefits of being a Cowboy. I love how my Cowboy or my podcast go likely do much better because I'm affiliated with you. I want to marry you. I want to be with you. And they looked at him and said, I don't know. We might trade you. But see, just like a tease, because we got mostly men in here. Most men, we know what the teasers are like. See, we already talked about Jerry and them, the type that'll kiss you on your knee, kiss you on your thigh, kiss you on your stomach, kiss you on your chest, kiss you right back on your thigh, and then say, we need to talk. Baby, wait. You got me already? The phone need to ring. See, that's tease stuff. See, this is also gamey stuff. You know how I know it's gamey? You want to know how I know it's gamey stuff? Text Schramm games. Because when he put his foot down, because see, us men know that. The real alphas, we know that, right? We know that you got to keep your backbone if you really want to attract women. You know that. You can't be a pushover. If you're a pushover, they're not going to respect you. Every real man know that. So the moment he said, man, trade me. Are they talking about trade now? Guess what? They done changed their whole tune. Now they saying, we're not considering trading Micah. No, you can't say that after fake shooting me. See, you do not see, y'all forgot. People forgot they fake shot him already. You really didn't want to get rid of me, but what you wanted to do was put some fake pressure on me. So now that I'm showing you that I'm willing to walk away, now you want to be, baby, don't go. I'll marry you. I want to work it out. Oh, but wait. You was teasing me. You was teasing. I'm showing you. That's what this channel does. I'm showing you. I have not turned on the camera and gave you a bunch of fake opinions. I'm showing you. My name is Boss Show Me. I take pride in showing my work. I don't just turn on cameras and talk. So Cowboys defensive end Micah Parsons, when asked about an NFL Network report that the Cowboys haven't ruled out trading him in the offseason, I understand how that business side goes. There are no hard feelings in this business. So he had to literally go from, like, how embarrassing is that? Can we keep it real? That's making Micah look like a simp. Just think about it. You get on your knees and you propose, and they come back to you and say, we might get rid of you. I know you want to marry me, but we might not want to marry you. We got to think about it. This is after he went out there and, I want to be a Cow. He tried to express to them, let's get the deal done. I want to be here. Let's talk. Let's work it out. So it's multiple sides to this, man. You know, as I'm gonna get on the phones too, as I just kind of really bring this all together. Okay, it's multiple sides to this, and I today made it a goal to look at it from all perspectives. I see it from all perspectives. I do. I understand the job of David. I understand why he's tough. It's his job to be. I understand the job of Jerry and Steven. It's their job to put dissension between David and Micah. That's ugly, but that's their job. It's try to get the best deal possible. I understand it from Micah. And this is what a lot of people don't understand when they oversimplify it and be like, man, just wait. No, bruh. I'm trying to be great. I need my training camp to be great. I don't want to wait. I want to push the envelope. If I got to go talk to Jerry myself, I want to push the envelope. I want to get on the field. My goal is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I can't miss this training camp waiting on Jerry and them with their TZ, Tex, Schramm tactics. I don't have time for them waiting on a damn phone to ring. Talk to my agent now. I'm trying to be great for the team as well as me. It ain't no sitting back. Why he can't just be patient? He pays everybody. That's slave thinking. No, I can be great also amongst me. It's on me. Let me get on the field. That's Micah perspective. Get it right. Stop the sloppy content. Stop this one-sided suck up shit to front office. Learn how to actually look at things from multiple perspectives, not the ones you want to work for. Or I have no idea why people just only hold players accountable. There's a way to be honest about it all. Because if you're being honest, you can say that they do a good job of team building with this tough ass strategy. But they also drop some balls with that Tex Schramm strategy of waiting on the phone to ring. Trying to draw in the team friendlies by being tough on your best guys. Yes, we see the benefit, but we also see Zeke was not the same after his holdout. Dak was not the same. Not Dak, I'm sorry. CeeDee Lamb. He wasn't the same. So all this, hey man, just be patient. No. See, you saw a slow start with CeeDee Lamb. Zach Martin said when he held out, it hurt his season. You are not putting content out for the Cowboys when you telling Micah to be patient. Just wait. No, you should be impatient with Micah and saying 877, pay this man now. You not only hurting his prep, you also hurting the prep of the tackles. Him being at training camp will make your tackles better. And we need to do better, man. We need to do better. I listen to what's in the streets, and there's some stepped on dope in the street, man. There's some stuff I hear that's not real thought through. It's emotional. It's not balanced. It's not measured. So you end up on the wrong side. And if you don't deal with drama, don't talk about it at all. If you one of them people to say that you don't touch soap opera content, don't only point your guns at Diggs and Micah. You should also, if you're trying to win, go at that Tex Schramm strategy. It's not that you're against Jerry and Steven. You just think there's a strategy flaw proven with Pickens. You can't tell me that we got to wait on the phone to ring. That's the ultimate strategy. But then turn around and tell me the way that you got Pickens was because you got on the phone first. It's telling me that Tex Schramm old ass is wrong. And it's time to get away from that outdated 1950s philosophy. And it's okay to speak to your front office. It's okay to say front office. You do a good job of building talent. But this dragging it out stuff that you do because you don't want to get off the phone, that actually hurts us. That jacks up your price. You can speak to front office in accountability and still love them and still respect them and still recognize what they do well. But I'm not going to turn around and let Jerry and Steven with these tactics of negotiation where they do it in the public, pause in morale, and then turn around and blame the players and say, why did you have a joint press conference to speak against your ownership? Because your ownership took a shot at them. Let me take some phone calls. This could be my last show for a minute though, y'all. So let's make it good. Get on the phones. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me set it up. All right, we got the phones rocking. I'm only take a few calls today. Got a big week. Y'all make sure y'all pray for your boy, man. I got some things that's life changing I'm working on. I mean that. I'm gonna be out of pocket, but I'm gonna be with y'all. I'm gonna be watching. So we got the phone number up. Ain't nobody gonna call in. I'm gonna end the show in 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. All right, y'all. So listen, y'all. This could be my last show for a little while. I'm gonna be back hopefully next week. I might not though. It just depends. So regardless, man, Boss is gonna be here at some point. We definitely gonna be doing the watch parties and stuff like that. But I want y'all always to become the people and be the people where people can't just fast talk you, where people can just talk to your emotions, where they can talk surface and say almost anything and you go for it. I want a free people. I like a free thinking people. Common sense is one of my top people all day, but common sense will go against me in a heartbeat. If he believed that I said something in error, he does not let me make it. And we got to understand this. When you trying to win a championship, I really want y'all to hear me. When you trying to win a championship, wars are going to happen. Confrontation come with a championship. We are all competing for best ideas. In the off season, it was a competition of weapons versus trenches. It was authentic. It was real. It was necessary. Sometimes we go see things different. But what we got to do as we seeing things different is, as much as possible, keep it respectful. If we do that, we won't have stuff like what happened today. We won't. Let's just keep that in mind. And we got enough people in the space that are show me's. We got people that show their work. We do. So, obviously walking away for a week, the space is always fine without me. Always. But I wanted to bring you this show because I want to bring y'all balance and honesty and truth on all sides. And most importantly, how to fix it. And to me, one of the best ways to fix it is for Jerry and Steven to get out of that old dated philosophy of waiting on the phone to ring. It's boss show me. I kept my word and I showed you.